gliding. Right? Gliding are those that secrete slime and slide on it. It's in the notes, so please remember. The other, the final part of the chapter is endospores. And with endospores, same thing. You have to be able to know the organisms that are associated with endospore formation. First of all, what's one function for endospore, or two functions, right? One of them is survival, and well, survival would ultimately spread, right? They can easily be spread through wind and other mechanisms. So that would be a dissemination. Found in only a few gram-positives, please remember that. Same thing, the cell that produces the spore is called the sporangium. The outermost coat is called the exosporium. Okay, so remember these. So endospores. In fact, we're going to contrast it to exospores. So with endospores, survival, we talked about dissemination. Remember, vegetative cell, specifically it's called the sporangium. It is very resistant, so it has extra coats. Please remember that it has extra coats. And the outermost of which is called the exosporium. Does anyone remember the chemical that makes them heat resistant or contributes to heat resistance? Calcium. Well, this is going to be a while. Calcium dipicolinate. Calcium dipicolinate. And you have to know the organisms. Bacillus, Clostridium, right? Thermitinomyces. So know the organisms, please. Endospores are reproductive, true or false? False. False, right? Because one gives you one. That's not reproduction. These are reproductive. Exospores are reproductive, but they are not heat resistant. So these are not for survival. These are for actual reproduction. And these are fungal spores. These are bacterial spores. We talked about one bacterium that produces exospores, and it's in the notes. Please know it. And that is Streptomyces. So any questions about... there's one more structure that we talked about, which is cysts. And here the organism we, at least, that was addressed, called Azotobacter. So please remember that one too. That is not reproductive also, but it's intermediate in heat resistance. So it is not as high or as low as this one. But it is not reproductive. Any questions about